What up, good people? It's your boy Zeke, aka Fatboy Season, man. We're doing a week one check-in, a week one update, whatever you want to call it, for the 2023 free agency period. It's gonna be quick and easy. I'm gonna talk about the winners. I'm gonna name a couple of winners, a couple of losers, and everything in between. Obviously, this is a pro Cleveland Brown page, but we do a little bit of everything when it comes to the sports. So we're gonna get right into it. let's start. Let's start with a couple of losers, man. I think the main loser that I can think of off rip, the Philadelphia Eagles. You have a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. Obviously, they were able to re-sign some guys from that team. Jason Kelsey's back, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. However, you do lose Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who gave that secondary and that defense a little nastiness, a little attitude. Then they also they did bring back both corners, but they also lost Miles Sanders on the offensive side of the ball. They lost Kaiser White, TJ Edwards, I believe, at the linebacking core. They do have some young guys like Nakobe Dean and I can't remember the young safety's name, who will be needing to step up, but they probably need to address a safety for sure, among other things. Other losers, the Baltimore Ravens. What are you guys doing, man? You need to figure out the situation with Lamar Jackson first and foremost, and the fact that you don't know what's going to happen there. You haven't done anything except for release Calais Campbell. You don't even have Tyler Huntley, your Pro Bowl quarterback. That's funny to say. Under contract for next season. So what are you going to do? You hit Lamar Jackson with the non-exclusive franchise tag. You basically said, if somebody's going to throw you the bag, we might, maybe sign and match that, but not a good look for them. A team that's generally ran amazingly. They lost the offensive lineman as well, but as a Brown fan, I love it. I appreciate it. I hope they keep failing. I hope Lamar Jackson finds a new home somewhere, and if not, I hope he get 275 fully guaranteed in Baltimore. So that's two. And last but not least, I'd probably go. I got my trusted dusty notebook here. I'd probably go Green Bay Packers. They really haven't done too much of anything. You lose Allen Lazard, who was your best receiver. Look like you're moving on from Aaron Rodgers, which I don't necessarily see as a bad thing. You need to see what you got in Jordan Love, but obviously you don't expect to win as much. Your expectations are different with Jordan Love. You lose Robert Tonyan. So offensively, who are your weapons going to be in the pass game to help the young quarterback? And then also just the saga and the drama and the drawn out stuff of Aaron Rodgers. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. Like, Adrian Amos also gone. So it's going to be a new beginning in Green Bay, which may end up being for the best. I mean, if you look at the grand scheme of things, they've been really competitive for the last 30 years due to the quarterbacks that they've had. Can Jordan Love continue that trend, continue that thread? Who knows? I don't know. Let's go three winners. We're going to go some teams that you generally don't consider. You generally don't think it's going to happen. Chicago Bears. They had the number one pick. They flipped it for the 9th overall pick from the Carolina Panthers, as well as more picks, a first-round pick next year, as well as DJ Moore. So you get your number one receiver for your young quarterback to go with Darnell Mooney, who's already there, to go with Cole Kmet, who's already there and show potential, to go with Chase Claypool, who is a freakish athlete, who, if he puts everything together, you got some decent weapons. You let David Montgomery go, but instead of paying him $8 million, you pay D'Onta Foreman $3 million for 1 year. D'Onta Foreman does nothing but run very hard, very viciously, and very consistent whenever he gets the chance. Whether it's Houston, whether it's Tennessee, whether it's Carolina, and what he's gonna do in Chicago, run hard. And you got Khalil Herbert speed demon, very fast on the field. So your running backs, tight ends, receiving room severely upgraded, in my opinion, drastically. Defensively, you got T.J. Edwards from the Eagles, was a starter on a Super Bowl caliber team. Jermaine Edmonds, the world's largest linebacker, also a starter on a very good defense for a number of years. Robert Tonyan to be your second tight end. You get him from a division team. Travis Homer, who can be your receiving back if you need him to. Special teams guy, really good. P.J. Walker, so your backup. I love when teams get a backup similar to the starter, especially when your starter has a special skill set, like a Lamar Jackson, like a Justin Fields, like a Deshaun Watson, like a Kyler Murray. You bring in a guy that's similar so that you can run similar stuff. P.J. Walker, can do that. He played well with Carolina last year. Nate Davis, so he worked on the offensive line. I'd assume they're going to work on the offensive line some more in the draft. But so far, home run. Shout out to Brian Post. Another team I think has done pretty good is the Detroit Lions. You usually don't hear it, but a lot of when you have a coach that people believe in, when you start winning, people are going to want to play on your team. That's what's going on here. We got they got David Montgomery, Cam Sutton from the Steelers, Emmanuel Mosley from the Niners, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Eagles on a one-year deal. Your secondary was your biggest issue on defense last year because you got a young defensive line with Aiden Hutchinson, the young fella from Jackson State. You got a young defensive line that showed a lot of promise last year as far as getting to the quarterback. Now you're showing up that secondary to where your third best corner is probably Okudah, who you got in the top 5. Now you had Kirby Joseph at safety. Now the back end is probably maybe your strongest unit on the field defensively. Offensively, like I said, you got Montgomery. You still got Swift. Jameson Williams going to be fully healthy next year. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to be there next year. You probably could use maybe another receiver, like a big body guy. Maybe they'll end up re-signing Chark. Going through all this, and you could use a tight end as well. But those things that you can find, they've done a really good job thus far. And then if I had to go with another winner, I go New York Giants. I think the Daniel Jones signing has been quite a head scratcher. But if you look into the numbers, it's really like 4 years, 80 million something guaranteed. So that's like 20 a year if we're going guarantees, if he makes it to the 4 years. But 4 for what, 160 looks bad. But if you're looking at guarantees, not so much. Really 2 for 80, more or less. So 2 years, you can handle that. But you trade a third-round pick. The third-round pick that you traded Kadarius Toney for, you get Darren Waller, who's on the other side of 30, but still one of the most athletic tight ends in the game. Still, I think, can perform at a high level, better than any pass catcher they had last year. Paris Campbell, speedster, had his best season with the Colts with Matt Ryan and a bunch of no-names at quarterback. He's a good extra guy. They re-signed Slayton. That was big. Franchise tagged. Saquon Barkley re-signed. Sterling Shepard again if he can stay healthy. That'd be great. You got rid of Kenny Golladay. Best move of the offseason. Best move of the offseason. One of the worst signings that they had. They had him for 2 years. He did absolutely nothing. They got rid of him. They went free agencies just because of that. And they also got Bobby Okereke, linebacker from the Colts. And if you look at like all the linebackers from the Colts that have gone somewhere have been good. Yeah, Anthony Walker, who's been in Cleveland, who potentially is going to Washington now. Obviously, you got Maniac, which I think he changed his name to Shaquille Leonard. Nothing but a dog. Bobby Okereke, same thing, man. I think they signed EJ Speed back to the Colts, but Bobby Okereke, I think he had like 150 plus tackles. PFF graded him high. Now you got a real deal linebacker to go on the defense that overachieved. You're going to have year 2 of Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, one of the most dominant DTs in the game. They probably need still address corner, which I don't think they have just yet. They need to address corner. in the secondary because Jordan Love left as well. So they do that, they're going to be just fine. The defense looks good, or the defense was good last year. The teams are doing good. They're going to be just fine. That's pretty much a wrap, man. Hey, we here for a good time, not a long time. That's pretty much a wrap on my winners and losers from the 2023 free agency, and this is just week one. Week one is over. It's been 7 days or 8 days if you include today. Who's gonna be a part of that? Oh, honorable mention on the win. I like what Dallas is doing. They got Brandon Cooks in the trade. They also traded for Stephon Gilmore. So now you got a good corner on the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs, one who doesn't risk as much. So you got the ball hawk on one side, the really good cover guy on the other side. Offensively, you got a wide receiver that can go on the opposite side of CeeDee Lamb. You get more balance both ways. And then also, Zeke's gone, so you don't have to worry about his contract. He's on the downslide of his career. So shout out to the Cowboys. People think I don't like Cowboys. I don't like Cowboys fans. It is what it is. But with that being said, man, once again, I appreciate it. It's your boy Zeke, aka Fatboy Season. Catch me on all platforms. All platforms, catch me on there, man. This has been the winners and losers thus far in week one of the free agency period, man. Y'all be easy.